A recently freed ex-con is offered a job by a one-eyed stranger, and the highways of America blaze to life. Beat. Gods walk among us, but they're running out of road. Shadow Moon's release and the call to the road. Shadow Moon steps out of prison, carrying nothing but silence, grief, and a tangle of half-remembered dreams. Beat. His early release should have meant reunion with his wife Laura, but fate twists the blade. Laura and Shadow's best friend die in a car crash on the eve of his freedom. Beat. Emotionally unmoored, Shadow drifts onto an airplane seat next to a grizzled, silver-bearded conman who calls himself Mr. Wednesday. The stranger seems to know far too much about Shadow's past, about Laura, even about the coin tricks Shadow practices to stay sane. Beat. When Wednesday offers a job as driver, bodyguard, and errand runner, Shadow hesitates, yet an undertow of inevitability drags him in. The pair embark on a zigzag pilgrimage through the forgotten veins of the United States, dingy diners, faded tourist traps, and motels that smell like old rain. These mundane settings crack open to reveal a secret continent of myth. Each dusty mile marker pulsates with hidden divinity, proof that stories immigrate just as people do. Beat. We learn that Wednesday is none other than Odin, the All-Father, hustling up old acquaintances for an impending war. Beat. His pitch to Shadow. The emphasis, old gods, brought over in the blood and belief of immigrants, are losing worshippers to the new gods of media, technology, and money. Shadow is enlisted as pawn, witness, and perhaps catalyst in the brewing storm. Shadow's internal journey mirrors the road outside the windshield. He carries a void shaped exactly like purpose, and Wednesday's cryptic mission offers a dangerous surrogate. Beat. Yet early signs warn of duplicity, a jailbreak dream of a buffalo-headed man, Laura's corpse returning with a heartbeat of borrowed magic, and coins that resurrect or corrupt, depending on who flips them. The open road promises freedom, but every gas station handshake feels like a contract signed in bone. Through Shadow's eyes, we sense that belief is a kind of gravity, invisible, inescapable, and measured in stories. The section sets the stakes, both cosmic and intimate, for the odyssey ahead, introducing the central question. What happens to identity when its myths are forgotten? Old gods, new gods, and the battle for relevance. As Wednesday and Shadow crisscross America, we glimpse divine refugees eking out survival in plain sight. Beat. Anansi tells jokes in a rundown barbershop. Chernobog swings a slaughterhouse hammer in a cramped apartment. Easter hosts saccharine brunches while quietly starving for reverence. These old gods draw power from leftover scraps of belief. Prayers muttered in foreign tongues. Stories whispered before sleep. Opposing them are the slick, disposable deities of modern life. Media appears on television screens like a pixelated Lucy Ricardo, promising instant fame for worship. Technical Boy, a vape-clouded, arrogant prophet of the internet age, demands tribute in views and clicks. Mr. World, ominous avatar of globalization, manipulates credit data with the cold precision of a stock algorithm. Beat. They are young, adaptive, and ravenous. To stay current is to stay alive. Algorithms replace altars. Wednesday schemes to rally the old guard at the House on the Rock, an eccentric Wisconsin museum of mechanical marvels that doubles as neutral divine territory. Beat. He paints the new gods as existential threat and calls for a showdown on the battlefields of Lookout Mountain, Virginia. Yet beneath the rhetoric lies personal vendetta. Wednesday profits from conflict. Every fear-sharpened prayer is a deposit in his dwindling account of worship. Shadow, increasingly skeptical, serves as the chess piece moved across a board he barely sees. Thematically, this section interrogates the economics of emphasis, belief. Gods subsist on attention. Obsolescence is death. Gaiman invites listeners to consider what we sacrifice at the altar of convenience, our myths, our past, even our sense of wonder. Beat. Still, nothing is binary. While new gods represent distraction, the old gods are hardly benevolent. Many are carnivores of faith who once demanded blood. The battle ahead is less a morality play than a commentary on cultural churn, asking whether progress must always require spiritual foreclosure. Roadside America. Landscapes of living myth. Shadow's journey pauses in the small town of Lakeside, Wisconsin, a picturesque snow globe of American normalcy. Here he adopts the alias Mike Ainsel, grows a short beard, and tries to inhabit anonymity. Beat. Children sled down ice-glazed streets. The town drunk spins tall tales, and a local car dealer hides whiskey-tasting secrets in his office. Lakeside acts as narrative intermission, yet its tranquility masks ritual sacrifice. Every winter a child disappears, exchanged for the town's prosperity. Beat. The revelation echoes larger thematic chords. Prosperity built on unseen cost, the uncomfortable trade-offs that sustain community. Shadow suspects, but cannot yet unravel the pact binding the town together. Interludes, labelled Coming to America and Somewhere in America, stitch the broader tapestry. We meet Viking explorers who kindle the first sparks of Odin's presence, enslaved Africans preserving Anansi's stories, and a Salim who trades identity with an Ifrit taxi driver in Manhattan's haze. Beat. Each vignette illustrates how belief migrates. Deities huddle in shipholds, survive middle passages, and ride immigrant dreams onto new shores. The mythic resonance is democratic. Every arrival begets another god. Each forgotten shrine leaves a divine castaway. Shadow frequently dreams of a mammoth skull tree where coins glint like fruit. Beat. In one vision, he hangs upon its branches in self-sacrifice, echoing Odin's mythic crucifixion on Yggdrasil. Through suffering, he gains insight into the coming war. Sacrifice, the narrative insists, is the crucible of transformation. Whether for gods, towns, or men attempting to outrun their grief, this section underscores setting as character. Highways become ley lines, roadside attractions morph into sacred space, and kitsch merges with cosmos. Beat. In Gaiman's America, belief is not locked in cathedrals. It skulks behind neon signs, flickers in coin-op fortune-tellers, and hides in the snow-packed trunk of a used car. The mundane is merely myth wearing plaid. We are asked to locate the emphasis, divine, in our own commutes, to listen for whispers beneath talk radio static. Sacrifice, resolution, and the meaning of faith. The armies convene at an abandoned tourist attraction, a recreated Civil War battleground that perfectly embodies America's habit of mythologizing its own history. Beat. Tension crackles. Gods on both sides polish weapons forged from symbolism and steel. Yet as the first blows threaten to fall, Shadow interrupts. Having completed his ordeal upon the world tree, he wields newfound clarity. The entire war is a long con orchestrated by Wednesday and Loki, old god and shapeshifter, seeking a bloodbath to fuel their resurrection through collective sacrifice. Shadow steps into the symbolic breach, revealing the deception to both factions. Beat. By naming the grift, he steals its power. The gods disperse, grudgingly acknowledging that belief squandered on internecine violence weakens everyone. Technical Boy slinks into the data stream. Anansi grins and pockets a story. Easter reclaims spring from silent winter air. The climactic battle fizzles, yet its aborted violence underscores a broader moral. Narrative is weapon and salve alike. Whoever controls the story decides who bleeds. Laura, propelled by the coin shadow once placed upon her corpse, confronts Mr. World and sacrifices herself again, this time ensuring Loki's defeat and Shadow's freedom. Her second death, chosen rather than imposed, reframes agency and absolution. Beat. Shadow, now truly unshackled, returns the coin to the hoard beneath the world tree, accepting that love sometimes means letting what is dead remain quiet. In an epilogue-like coda, Shadow travels to Iceland and meets the original Odin, a rustic deity untouched by America's hustling glare. He returns Wednesday's stolen power in the form of a silver coin trick, acknowledging that belief spreads but also dilutes across oceans. Beat. Shadow's journey ends not with thunder, but silence, a quiet understanding that faith is dialogue, not demand. This final movement explores the cost of emphasis, truth. Sacrifice exposes illusions, dissolves false dichotomies, and offers the possibility of renewal untainted by manipulation. Gaiman leaves us in reflective pause, asking what stories we choose to serve and at what price.